Hello, hi, my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today I'm going to talk to you about the tarot and specifically exercises you can do to improve your tarot skills. On this channel, I have emphasized over and over again how important it is to practice your tarot skills. The more you practice, the better you will be. These exercises are things you can do to better acquaint yourself with tarot cards. They are ways you can get to know your tarot cards more intimately and really apply them to your everyday life, so that when you're reading people or you're using them in a spread, you can just really easily get to know them and connect with them. The first exercise I'm going to recommend is speed reading. This is my absolute favorite tarot reading exercise. To perform this exercise, you're going to want to take your tarot deck. It can be any single tarot deck. It doesn't have to be a Rider-Waite tarot deck. It can be an oracle deck if you want. Speed reading is a powerful technique that will allow you to connect with your cards much more deeply. Once you know the basic meanings of the cards, this is a great way to really tap into your intuition and listen to the voice that you're supposed to listen to, not the little voice that is telling you, but that doesn't make sense. You basically flip over the cards very quickly, and as you do that, you give a brief, 3 sentences of what that card is saying. So whatever vibes you're getting from it, it doesn't have to be the exact meaning of the card, but it's what you feel. Like, you take a deep breath, you breathe in, breathe out, you focus, and then you flip over the cards and you automatically say what comes to your mind. And it may take some practice, yes, but as time goes on, the more you can speed read, the more you'll get used to your cards, the more you'll get to know them, and you won't be arguing with yourself. Because in the beginning, it's hard when you're trying to interpret a whole spread of cards and you're trying to, tell yourself, well, this makes sense. But then you kind of talk yourself out of it because you're like, well, that person doesn't look like they're going through that. Why would I say that? And you don't want all that chitter chatter. So this is really powerful. You basically just say the first thing that you feel about this card. And of course, you're connecting to your deck. So the more you know about the cards, the better. The more you have studied them, the better. But then this is about really getting out there and putting yourself out there and just reading. Sometimes when I'm on the train, I'll speed read people without them knowing it. I'll have a little tarot deck in my purse, and I usually just pull out some cards like this, and then I put it down, and I know people's stories because the truth is, it doesn't take that long for this information to be sent to you. However you receive your information, everyone has different ways. Some people have their spirit guides, some people get it from within, some people just know things, some people sense things, some people are triggered by things. There's so many different ways, but this cuts out all the bullshit in between. And this basically says, okay, well, you just have to say whatever is the first thing that you say. Because what you'll learn when you give readings is that voice that you have, that you hear, the first one that you hear is usually what's true. It's usually what you need to listen to. And then you get in your head and you start trying to figure things out. And that's the hard part. That's where it's like, no, don't listen to that. So the more you practice, the better it will be. And then you can do, quick spreads, like 3 spreads, right? 3 card spread. And then you read that, I realize we can't really see everything on this camera. And then you read that. So I love doing this. I do this every single day when I'm walking around, when I always have a tarot deck with me. I'm always speed reading. And it just gives me some insight into people, into things, into events. I know exactly, say I'm nervous about the day to come, like there's something I'm afraid of or I have anxiety about. I'll pick out my tarot deck and just give myself a quick 3-card reading to show me how the vibe for the day is going to be, and I don't even think too much about it. And honestly, that's the way to go. My next exercise is TV show reading. So a lot of us like watching Netflix or whatever you like to watch, and there are times when it's really fun because you don't know what's going to happen next. But if you pull out your tarot cards and you practice on the TV show, then you can kind of tell what's going to happen next. So my advice is to start asking questions. Where is this character's life going? And then you read it. So this exercise is a great way to build confidence. It helps because it also allows you to work on your predictions and see how accurate you are, and learning to apply your tarot cards to different scenarios is also really helpful. Nowadays, people are always in front of their television. It's a way we come together. People watch shows together. People talk about shows together. And if you're really into a show, it's a fun idea to just bring your tarot cards into it. And you don't have to have a themed tarot deck for your favorite TV show like I do, but you know, you can use any tarot cards you want. I mean, you can use runes if you want to. The third exercise is to embody your cards. So by that I mean every single day you'll pick a card. For example, this is the Tower. So the Tower has a lot of chaotic, you know, energy, right? It's where everything's kind of falling apart and you don't know how to capture it. You can't grasp it. It's all ending, and it's not beautiful, you know? It's rough, man. But by embody the card, it might mean surrender, you know? Take this day to surrender. Be a little chaotic. Embrace it. Embrace that part of you that's not perfect. Embrace the part of you that, you know, things are rough. Like, things are not easy. And that's something that you have to sort of grow from, and instead of like resisting, because each of these cards is there for a reason, you know, and we often find ourselves resisting certain cards, and it makes it a lot harder to learn from them and to connect with them, right? If you're so rejected by them. We see the Tower as so bad, as such a bad card, but it's actually a very natural card. It's something that we need in this deck. It's there for a reason. And instead of just demonizing it, being a part of it, making it your life, is actually like, see how you can do that, you know, journal about it. You can actually dress like the Tower. Obviously you don't have to dress like a tower, but you know, maybe just be a little messy today, you know, or wear something that you thought you would never wear again, you know, or maybe you just don't care. Let me see. So I personally often think of the Six of Cups as the inner child card. It's where we have to nourish our inner child. So maybe if you pick this card today, then you're going to do something fun. You're going to do something childish. You're going to do something silly. You're going to be creative. You know, maybe you're going to connect with a childhood friend. There are different ways that you can really explore each of these cards in your everyday life. So what I like to do is I often have a separate deck on my bedside table. Every morning I wake up and I have a card, and I will use it as a theme throughout the day. Sometimes that means that I dress like the card, not necessarily like the card, but like, you know, I get inspired from it. Other times it will be journaling topics. I don't want to ever reject a card just because it's difficult, you know, and I feel like as a reader, it allows you to really embrace your tarot cards a lot more when you're able to fully embody them as well in your life. So that is an excellent, yes, it's long-term, it's not speed reading, but it's an excellent way to really connect with your cards over a long period of time, and it's not something that you just have to stop doing, you know? So number 4 is where you add more cards to a reading you're already doing. So say you're doing a small, you know, 3-card reading, maybe we can have a signifier here, and you've figured it all out, like you've given your reading, I want you to practice asking more questions. So for example, if this was about your relationship, then maybe you can ask, what obstacles should I be looking out for? And then you'll read this card and then elaborate on that. So how should I respond to those obstacles? And then you can ask another question. What do I do if somebody tries to get in my way? Here's another question. You know, so obviously this is all very vague, but these are different ways that you can elaborate on your readings. And this is a really excellent exercise. So when you've given a reading, you can keep adding cards and keep trying to understand further and learn more. And a lot of psychics do this in professional readings too, is they'll, you know, a client will have a question and they'll say, well, let me ask my cards, and they'll pick out a few more. And a lot of times what they're doing is they're asking themselves questions in their head. So they're saying, what obstacles can I look for? You know, what should I be warned about? What should I be worried about? What can I do? What can I focus on to better help the situation? You know? So there's different ways you can elaborate on readings. I felt like this needed to be an exercise because it is an excellent way to build up your psychic intuition and to really get to know your cards on a deeper level. Yay! Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Are you into tarot? Do you like to read tarot cards? Have you ever gotten a tarot reading? I would love to hear in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.